Boom. Uh. Hey, Tina G in the Heezy. Alaska Cindy. Johnny's 2 cents. Misha Oliver. Kathy Murphy. Foxhill Dreams. Jennifer Rayner. Where am I? Michelle Warmoth. Petty Deb. Chrissy M. Deborah Baldini. Lucy L. Johnny's 2 cents. Oh, he says already there. Bernadette. Julianne Gautier. Samantha Hawkins. Phyllis Hatch. Ms. Nick. Susie Brizuela. And BDD in the Easy. Chrissy M. Sarah B. Gavin Rutherford. Ness. Alaska Cindy. M. Getz is crabby today. Scribble my Dibbles. Monique Lee. Paula Freitas. IT Surf. Keith Polite. Amanda Crawford. That's KP from Como. Michelle Warmup. Stephanie L. from Florida. Hey! Welcome to another episode of Storytime with BDD. I'm your host, BDD, aka Brooklyn Dad, and this is a story time. Cling, cling. Welcome, everyone. Happy. It's not Monday, it's Tuesday. Does it feel like Monday to you? It feels like we had a long weekend. We're going to get into what happened during this long weekend, but first, let us do a summary of what happened this weekend in our stories of the day. Stories of the day. There's a worker shortage going on. Did you know that? Well, we're going to talk about how that's going to affect you and I. How did Raggedy Ron DeSantis kick off Pride Month? We'll get into that too. Texas Democrats are our new rising stars as they walked into celebrity. We've got some more of your favorite 80s hits in BDD's Name That Tune. And last but not least, disgraced former NSA advisor General Mike Flynn is today's You Raggedy Bish. You Raggedy Bish. So thank you for the compliments on the yellow shirt. I thought I would kick off the new month, Pride Month, with a bright and festive color. I feel more energized, more energetic, more happy when I have the bright colors. Not to say that I don't feel like that when I'm wearing black, because black is really my favorite color. It's slimming, you know. when you get over the 200-pound mark, you know, you gotta focus on the slimming gear. We had some random stuff that happened this weekend, and let's get into that now. First up, Vice President Kamala Harris greeted everybody. I think it was Friday or Saturday, and said, "Hey, enjoy the long weekend." Right, and predictably, the right wing was all in a tizzy about this. How dare you disrespect the memory of our fallen suckers and losers? Wait, oh no, that was the other guy that said that. Yeah, no. So Nikki Haley waded into the debate with her entry. She says, unprofessional and unfit. Unprofessional to wish people to enjoy the long weekend. It is a long weekend. It was. It was Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Friday night also counts as part of that long weekend. Yeah, and indeed, Trump Reaper says it was a non issue. Yes, of course. But of course, Twitter came prepared with receipts. There's always receipts. Yeah, so last year, Nikki Haley, when there was a Republican president, those of you who are just listening, I'm doing air quotes around the word president. When the former guy was in office, she tweeted, "Thankful on this Memorial Day for the blessings of family and spending time with my little one." Now, none of us took issue with that because, yeah, okay, you know, we can honor our fallen heroes, which we all did, and also enjoy the weekend. What's wrong with that? Anyway, we're going to move right along. Some guys were really enjoying this weekend. Case in point, there's a gentleman by the name of Ken Klippenstein. Ken Klippenstein is a reporter. I believe he's still a reporter, unless he's lost his job. I saw somewhere that he lost his job because of this stunt. But I thought it was pretty funny. What he did was he posted a picture of Lee Harvey Oswald, the guy who killed JFK. Lee Harvey Oswald was a Marine. Fun fact. Some people knew it, some didn't. But if you don't know, like just look it up. We have this thing called Google. It's very easy to look shit up. People can't put one over on you if you have access to a phone with a browser or a computer or a book. But anyway, what Ken Klippenstein did was he posted this picture under several prominent right-wing accounts. And for instance, on Matt Gaetz, he said, "Matt Gaetz, Congressman, my grandpa's a big fan of yours and is a veteran. He would be thrilled if you could retweet this photo of him for Memorial Day. Here he is as a young private first class." So Matt Gaetz retweeted that. Ah! And if you notice, I don't know if you guys can see this because it's small on my screen. It says Ken Klippenstein changed the name of his account to Matt Gaetz is a pedo. Then it was screenshotted, so it's forever preserved in history. And then he did the same thing to Matt Schlapp. Matt Schlapp wrote, "Wow, Ken Klippenstein, it's my honor to retweet the photo of a veteran on a day we remember his fallen friends. God bless you and your grandfather and America." They get into it. But now, somebody was really thrown for a loop. We have undrafted social justice warrior Candace Owens. No, she's not a social justice warrior. She's just a self-hating black woman who tweeted to Ken Klippenstein, "You are making a mockery of a day that is meant to memorialize men that died so that you and other anti-American leftists can laugh at their sacrifices by photoshopping a murderer into their uniforms. You are deranged, as is any person applauding your efforts." That's what she said. She said it, and she had so much self-righteousness about her. But, Like I said, that thing about Google, all you got to do is Google. Was Lee Harvey Oswald a Marine? Yes, he was. And then Ken Klippenstein replied to her and said, I didn't picture you as uh, a politically correct person. And she said, it is not political correctness to have a soul and a modicum of decency. Reminder, these men died, the majority of them on foreign soil, so that you could be free. You do not Photoshop murderers into their uniforms so you can have a laugh. So we all had a laugh. All right, next up. I was watching wifey and I were watching some movies this weekend, and I have a strong recommendation. This movie was awesome. This was like, and I had never even heard of it. It was like one of those straight to DVD movies, but this shit was fun. Excuse me. It's called Boss Level. And it's starring the guy you may or may not recognize. This guy, his name is Frank Grillo. And Frank Grillo he's like a bad guy in the Marvel universe, but in this he's kind of he's like a special forces dude who is caught. BDD volume is really low. Let me see. Is that better? I don't know. Let's see. Volume is low. Let's see. Voice volume. Let's put that up there. Voice volume. How's that? How is that? Is that better? Can you guys hear me? Much better. Better. Sounds good to me. Okay, good. Um, so this movie is like a combination of Groundhog's Day and John Wick. Okay, he's special forces guy who gets caught in a time loop, and every day people are trying to kill him, but every day is the same day. So he just keeps repeating this day of death over and over and over until he figures out, like a video game, how to get to the boss level. And the bad guy in this is what's his face? Mel Gibson, which is appropriately casted. Fantastic movie. I give it a 9.5, and the only reason I'm giving it a 9.5 is it dragged in a few parts, but also because I'm preserving my tens. I can't just willy-nilly give everything a 10. And I don't even remember what viewing thing I saw this on. It might have been Amazon Prime. I think it was Amazon Prime, something like that. It was a lot of fun. Fun movie. And next up, last night, wifey and I watched this movie. It's called Parallel. Parallel. And Parallel, this was, damn it, I'm failing you guys. I tell my son, don't give me incomplete information. I'm sorry, I've forgotten. Oh, yeah, this is also on Amazon Prime. It has an intriguing concept where a group of friends is just wandering around their house, and they go into the attic. Apparently they never wandered into this attic. They've been living there for a while. Oh, Scribble says Boss Level is on Hulu. Thank you, Scribble, my dibbles. So these guys, they wander into their attic that they've never gone into before, and they discover that there's a mirror in there. And then when the guy like put his hand through the mirror. It's like it's not even solid. And apparently on the other side of the mirror is a parallel universe. So what would you do if you could, like, take a walk into a parallel universe? What kinds of things could you undo or could you do for yourself? And I thought it was a really great concept, but just poorly executed and stupid and dumbass ending. So it was fun for a bit, but then it was like, when those main characters, when you're screaming at the screen, like, why are you doing that? That's stupid. What pissed me off, I'll spoil it for you because this was, don't even bother. This dude had a pile of money a pile of money and blew it up. Why would you do that? That's so stupid. It's wasteful. Money is money, you know? It's pissed me off. All right. And last but not least on my list is I was watching reruns of Mission Impossible. Dun, 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 dun. Is that glowing door a portal to an alternate universe? Yes, it is. This show is always good. Um, Always good. What more do I need to say about that? I mean, even way back, they did this thing in the 60s and it stands up. This and the song obviously still slaps. That's it for the random shit. And let's go ahead and jump right on into our quick hits. Yeah! Hit that Samama B. That's Samama B. Okay, so today is the beginning of Pride Month. So, for those of you in our little BDD family who, yes, of course, M gets, I do remember the Mod Squad that had also had a good kick-ass song too. But happy Pride Month to all of our family and friends out there, our loved ones who are celebrating Happy Pride Month. Pride Month is meant to commemorate those of us in our community who are LGBTQ. And to celebrate Happy Pride Month, Ron DeSantis took his raggedy ass. Ron DeSantis, by the way, is going to be our honorary for the entire month of June. He is going to be an honorary Raggedy bish because that's who he is. That's what he is. Ron DeSantis signed a bill that bans trans kids, trans youth, from participating in team sports. What kind of bullshit is that? I mean, there really should be a humongous, huge outcry of what the fuck, dude? Seriously. I mean, excuse me. Trans kids cannot help who they are and what they are. They are what they are, and you're going to deny them the opportunity to participate in team sports. It's a really shitty thing to do. Really shitty. And I hope that karma comes back in a timely fashion so we can all see what's coming to him, because he's got that's some evil shit right there. That's some boss level bad guy shit. Speaking of boss level bad guy, the Kraken, we learned recently, is going around telling people that she believes the former guy can be easily reinstated to the presidency. You believe this? This is also the same woman whose legal defense was, well, you know, no person in there, no rational thinking person in their right mind could believe a word she's saying. That's her legal defense. As for Spanky McDumbass, he also thinks that he could be reinstated. I would like to speak to the manager of the elections. Please reinstate me as soon as possible. This is nonsense. And he's got to know, really. If he doesn't know, the people around him are failing him. The people around him are just feeding this nonsense. Frankly, I believe that it's just a cynical money grab. He's going to keep people's anger stoked and keep raising money off of this shit. And it's a crime. I wish, there was a law that says if you lose and you stick around and saying that you won, you got to go to jail or some shit. They got to do something about this. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But we've never in the history of America had anyone as horrendous occupying the office of the presidency. So that's why there's no existing law for that. Last but not least, our Texas Democrats, they made us proud this weekend. They did. They walked out en masse, all of them. They walked out of the state legislature during a vote that would that would approve some heinous voter restriction laws, and they just walked on out. That's that's what I like to see. We need to see more of that. More people just saying, "Nah, later, bitch." I'm out. Yeah, and that's what I want to see more of in this Democratic Party. It's a parliamentarian tactic, but nonetheless, it's fighting. It's fighting back. I don't care. Use every procedural trick that you have at your disposal. Use it. Use it or lose it. Dems have power now, but like a very thin sliver of power. So that's that for the quick hits. But on bump, Tracy M, it's okay. You're late. Better late than never. By the way, I just want to mention to you guys, some of you may be surprised that I showed up for the show today because it's Tuesday, and I said I would only be doing the show Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But I did tell you on Friday, you asked if I was going to be here Tuesday, and I said yes. Yes, so today is Tuesday, but it's really Monday in the BDD Storytime thing. So I will also be here tomorrow, but then I won't be here on Thursday. That's how it's going to go. That's how it's going to go. All right, so it is now time, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see if I got my timeline cleanse music for you. Timeline cleanse. Timeline cleanse. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so today's timeline cleanse has a theme. And the theme is balls. For those of you who are not adolescent, teenage boys, I apologize. Balls. First up, ping pong. Watch the guy in the red. Now, if you blinked, you missed it. I just found this amazing. I watched this like a dozen times. Look. Behind the back. Behind the back. That's devastating. You can't return that. Look at this. Boom. And that other guy, I bet you he's like, I got him now. Behind the back. You could either backhand that or switch the paddle to your left hand, but shit, that's devastating. Nobody saw that coming. Look. Yeah, that's devastating. You're not returning that. That is boss level Ness. Thank you for that. Next up, fun fact, I can juggle for like 10 seconds. I've never really gotten good. But juggling has always intrigued me. You've got to, and the people that do it, they make it look so easy, just the juggling of the balls. And this one, it's got a different view of juggling those balls. Check it out. I just think this view is amazing. We should only ever see juggling from a bird's eye view. And the balls, they look like they are floating, and now they slowed it down, slow motion behind the back. Look at that. That is amazing. I love it so much. I love it so much. One more time for the floaty juggling. Look at that. That is very cool. It looks like anti-gravity balls. Behind the back. So cool. Yes. And last but not least, it does look animated. Yes, Trump Reaper, it does. All right. And last but not least, we got... if any of you were browsing Twitter this morning, you would have seen the words "help the bear." trending on Twitter. Help the bear. And I was like, why is it help? Why is help the bear trending on Twitter? Because apparently there's a rapper named Mystical who said, if you ever see me see me in the forest fighting a grizzly bear, help the bear. And now I give you this. Look, that's a bear on the wall. Mama pushed the bear. Mama runs out and pushes that damn bear. Nope. Not I. I love my dog and everything. But, she just pushed that bear. Like, get out of here. And the dog is trying to get. Those grizzly bear claws are not to be messed with. She just shoved him right off that wall. The husband. Oh, that's a girl? Michelle Warman said that's a girl. That's a 17-year-old girl. Holy shit. And you can hear the guy. I guess that's his father. That's her father. Wow. Whew. Oh my Lord. 17-year-old girl. I was 2 minutes ago years old when I found out that girl was 17. Holy cow. Oh, Lee Saunders said it got the little dog. Oh, nay. Let's see. We've got more update here. Michelle Warman said the bear had snagged her mom's service dog when she got there. Damn. That just goes to show you when the adrenaline is running, you don't even think. You just act. You always hear people, like heroes of a story saying, what went through your mind when you stepped in front of that car? And I wasn't thinking. I just acted. That's proof positive. Because if you had a second to think about messing with a grizzly bear, tussling with a grizzly bear, help the bear! All right. I'm a little bit behind on time, so I'm going to jump right on into our first topic. Those of you who are missing our roll call, be rest assured, once I get my timing down, we will be do roll call when we can fit. Okay? So some of you may have seen this picture before, actually on this show. The picture that is on the screen, for those of you who are just listening, it says, we are short-staffed. Please be patient with the staff that did show up. No one wants to work anymore. It's kind of a shitty sign to share with your customers because it's you like dissing your employees, number one. And number two, you're saying, I am such a cheap employer that I can't pay my employees enough so that they can survive. The crappy unemployment wages that they make are more than I pay them. That's what you're saying. So that's a shitty sign. They need to stop doing that. Here's another one. We are closing at 3 a.m. tonight due to being short-staffed. Sorry for the inconvenience. So that's a little bit better. You're not throwing shade on your employees. But yeah, apparently there is a big employment shortage in America, and it's a problem, actually, and it could result in gas shortages, in food shortages, a whole lot of shit, a lot of shortages, because the biggest problem. So there are 8.1 million jobs available, according to the news. 8.1 million jobs out there. There's jobs out there. But the question is, what kind of jobs are there? Are there jobs where, people actually want to go to work? Are they paying enough? There's a whole lot of different factors that factor into why these companies can't find workers. Let's see. Amanda Crawford says, I like the one that says no one wants to work for $11 an hour. Yeah. Monique says, how about this? Make sure your employees get a living wage, $15 per hour at least, at a minimum. Yeah. In fact, McDonald's workers, as you know, are actually making $21 an hour. Fox Hill Dream says they can't get teachers in South Kakalaki. They pay so poorly. The Ryder driver says no one wants to work for pennies. Krampus says, I have a bud that hasn't had a raise since 2015. I'm like, WTF, dude, look around. So, fun fact. Okay, I'm going to make this personal about me because everything is about me. No, it's not. But the last job that I had, working for a printing company, I was there from 2006 until 2020, March of 2020. And my former employer did not give me a raise for count them, 5 years by the time he fired me. 5 years. 5 years. And it's not like I didn't ask. I did ask for it. He wouldn't give it to me. Can't afford it, he says. I can't afford it. So there are a number of issues that are going to come into play with these companies attracting new workers. First up, training. Training. You might have, 8.1 million jobs available in America, but a lot of those people, they got to be trained. If you are willing to train them, then they will come, right? If the price is right, if the number's right, and the job is right, and you got the training there, train them. That's big. That's big. There's a lot of people willing to work, don't have the necessary skill sets. I scribble my dibbles. New. I used to complain about that boss all the time. He was the worst, indeed. So yeah, training. Next up, childcare. Childcare. So there's a large number of women in the workforce who they can't just leave their kids at home by themselves unattended. They just can't. They have young kids that have to be taken care of, but you can't just leave them, and because they can't afford childcare, they're kind of stuck. It's a catch-22. So childcare has to be a big, big issue for every election until this thing is resolved. It should be addressed right now. And President Biden is trying to include childcare, funding for childcare in his infrastructure because guess what? If you want your businesses to run properly, you need employees. And if those employees have kids, they're not going to leave them unless you want them to bring them to work, but you don't want them to do that, so you got to provide childcare. Also, for the past year, people have been working, a lot of people have been working from home. Why? Because of COVID-19. And just because a whole shit ton of people, like 300 million, I believe, are already vaccinated or have at least gotten one vaccine shot, people are not that anxious to go running back out there into mass transit subways. You got to hold a pole that 100 other people have just touched with their snotty hands, because people are disgusting. They're digging their nose and then they grab the pole. Who wants to go? Who's in a rush to go back to that? Not many people, I will tell you that. And also, you just can't beat working in pajamas. No, don't get me wrong. Some people actually do prefer to work outside of the home. They feel they're more productive. But yeah, there's a lot of people who would prefer to continue telecommuting. And those folks are hanging on to find a job where they can telecommute. Monique says, I'm fortunate enough to work from home for now, which allowed me time to look after my mom. That is important. Cindy's got some breaking news here. She says the Biden administration is reversing another Trump mandate. The White House will suspend all drilling contracts in Alaska's Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. Whoo! That is big. Cindy, thank you for sharing that. That is a huge breaking news thing. I wish I could tweet it, but I don't have time to do that. Pasta D is informing me that we have 37 likes for this video, which, it's okay. But please, if you're watching, please remember to hit that like button. It looks like a thumbs up. It looks like that. Please do so. Thank you. And let's see. Ageism. Ageism is a thing, guys. Ageism. You know what ageism is? So ageism is when you hit a certain age, like 50. For some folks, it's 40. Employers are looking at you kind of different. They're not that eager to bring you on. Now, with that age usually comes experience. You got wisdom, experience. You're dedicated. You have responsibilities. You are pretty much what you're going to be. What you are at 40 or 50. That's what your employer is going to get. But they are looking for the youth, the younger folks, the kids that come out of college. They're going to take the job that you would do for, I don't know, let's say $50,000 a year. You would do it for $50,000 a year. The kids will do it for half of that. So ageism is a real thing, and also there are younger folks in management positions, right? They're like 30, 28, 30, 32, and they feel as though if they hire somebody older, that older person is going to want to tell you, listen, Sonny, that's not how we did it back in my day. Back in my day, we had fax machines and and Rexograph copies. They don't want to deal with that old person's experience. So ageism is real and is an impediment to people finding new jobs. And we've already mentioned the wage, the living wage. So last week I covered inflation on this show, and we talked about how the price of goods and services is going up, but wages are stagnant. Wages are not going up. So that is also critical. You got to stop complaining that people don't want to work for the shitty wages you offer and just up those wages. It's the price, it's the cost of doing business. Yeah? A living wage. But these employers, they want to wring every last ounce of productivity out of you for the least amount of money. That has to change. That mindset has to change. They got to be guilted into doing the right thing. So so that's the deal. So what's going to end up happening? I'm back to the original picture that I started the show off with, this segment with. We are short staffed. Please be patient, and nobody wants to work anymore. So what's going to end up happening? What's up, Natalie B? What's going to end up happening is that there's going to be more wait times. Yeah, people are going to be waiting longer on the drive-through if you're going to Burger King or McDonald's. Services are going to take much longer to render. Food and other products are going to become more scarce. So, it's a problem, and it needs to be addressed. And I believe the Biden administration is looking into this, but I wouldn't be too worried about it yet, but when you start hearing people complaining about a thing on media, on the news, and this is what they're already complaining about, it's already a situation. It's only going to get worse before it gets better. Deborah Baldini says, back to hoarding. I run and get your toilet paper. Actually, yeah, maybe you should. It's just better to be safe than be sorry. I don't know. Okay, so now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to jump into the fun part of the show. I am excited about. I am so excitement about this. I love it so much. Cha-Cha says she still hoards. Shame on you. Okay, so it says who the Fahizi, but that's not right. Let's see. We're just going to change this text placeholder because that's going to irritate me for the length of this show. It is called Name That 80s Tune. Why do I keep going back to the 80s? Because, damn it, the 80s was the best generation for music. I don't care what anyone says. Fight me! All right. So those of you who have not yet played before, I'm going to briefly tell you that this is how it goes. All right. I'm going to hum, sing, or read the lyrics to a song. And when you recognize the tune or the words or whatever, you're going to type it in on your keyboard and you're going to hit send. And the first 5 or 10 people who get it correct, Jennifer Reyna says, I'll never get this, LOL. Watch, you're going to get it. I swear. You will get one. You will get at least one. Okay. First up, I will make this first one easy. I'm going to sing this. I never claimed to be an expert singer, so please bear with me. Here we go. I see the crystal raindrops fall and the beauty of it all when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind when I think of you sometime and I want to spend some time with you. Yes, it's 80s. That was from 1980. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky. Just the two of us. All right, yes. So we got at the top here, we got Anne Gary, Peter is a Boss, Julianne Gauthier, Monique Lee, Tracy M., Cindy C., Sylvia Correa, Gary Montero, Lisa Hathaway, Samantha Hawkins, your boy Ken, Synth Fan. Krampus is like, I mean, I guess. Yeah, this was borderline 80s. It is 80s. It was 1980. This song came out. So sue me. Your boy Ken said, sang, BDD, sang. All right. Here's the next one. You ready? Here we go. Yes, correct, Pasta D. That was Bill Withers. Thank you. Thank you. I walk along the city streets you used to walk along with me. And every step I take reminds me of just how it used to be. What is that? What is that song? Yeah, yeah, yeah. How can I forget you, girl? When there is always something there to remind me. Wah, 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 wah. Always something there to remind me. Okay, at the top we got Eddie G, Monique Lee, Peter is a boss, the Trump Reaper, Pasta D, Tracy M, Stacy Mendenhall, Kathy Murphy, and Gary, Krampus, Synth Fan. By the way, I like that name, Krampus, so much. It's so fun to read. Krampus, Julian Gauthier, Cindy C, Sylvia Correa. Hang in there, IT Serve. IT Serve says, damn it, I know it. Hang in there. You were going to get one of these. You will. Lucy L, the Trump Reaper, Samantha B. Oh, no. Samantha B is buffering. Susie Brizuela. Wojo Mom. Okay, next one. Next one, I'm just going to do the music. This is iconic music, so you should get this one. I see Ms. Maui Cruz. Welcome. She says aloha, so I'm guessing Miss Maui Cruz is from Hawaii. No guesses yet, huh? Clean shirts, new shoes, and I don't know where I'm going to. Silk suit, black tie, I don't know a reason why. You come running just as fast as you can. Was every girl crazy about a sharp dressed man? So we got some correct guesses. I'm going to give you partial credit if you just said ZZ Top. And some folks said legs, I guess, because ZZ Top started more than one song with that guitar riff. It was sharp. We were looking for Sharp Dressed Man. But let's see, we got Eddie G said ZZ Top. Julian Gauthier, ZZ Top. Amanda Crawford, ZZ Top. Synth Fan, ZZ Top. Trump Reaper, ZZ Top. Sylvia Correa. Cindy C. IT Surf. Ah, you got one, IT Surf. Very good. Okay, so here's the ones who said Sharp Dressed Man. We got Monique Lee, Michelle Warmoth, Asmila J, you get partial for ZZ Top. Synth Fan, Sharp Dressed Man, Kathy Murphy, Gavin Rutherford, The Trump Reaper, Alaska Cindy, Krampus, Jennifer Rayner. I'm going to give you a partial credit for the silk suits. Peter is a boss. And Gary, Gavin Rutherford, Natalie B. Okay. Next up. This next one is also maybe going to be a little challenging for you. You ready? Here we go. Whenever dark is falling, you know the spirit of the party starts to come alive till the day is dawning. You can throw out all your blues and hit the city lights. There's music everywhere and lots of love and everywhere. So, So give me the night. All right, tonight. Give me the night. Yeah. So come on out tonight. All right. We got at the top here Gary Montero, Tracy M, Pasta D, Eddie G, and Gary, Krampus, Synth Fan. Lee Saunders, Cindy C, Monique Lee, Julianne. I want to give you partial credit. You were very close. She said in the night. This night is in there. Lisa Straw, Victorina, IT Surf, Lucille. It was not Cool in the Gang. Nope. Sylvia Correa, Gavin Rutherford. Okay. Very good, guys. Next up, this one, you got to get this one. This is fully iconic 80s, okay? I should be able to just give you the tune, so that's what I'm going to do. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. You were working as a waitress in a cocktail bar. That much is true. Yeah, I wasn't putting anything over on you guys. Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me? Oh. We got Synth Fan at the top. Eddie G, Krampus, Monique Lee, Tracy M, Lee Saunders, the Trump Reaper, Natalie. Oh, nope, no, Natalie. That was the last song. Stacy Mendenhall, Sylvia Correa. IT Surf, so close. I can't give you that one. It's a totally different feeling. You said, "Don't you hurt me." Yeah, that's a totally different feeling on this song. Samantha B, Julian Gautier, Peter Isabas, Gavin Rutherford, and Gary. Yes, Susie Brizuela. Very good. Okay. This next one I'm going to read because I think the melody is too easy to get this one. Color me your color, baby. Color me your car. Color me your color, darling. I know who you are. Come up off your color chart. I know where you're coming from. Call me. All right, you can call me anytime. Call me. All right, let's see who we got on the top. Tracy M is at the top. Sylvia Correa. Peter is a boss. Stephanie L from Florida. Gavin Rutherford, Susie Brizuela, Cindy C, Lucy L, Scribble My Devils, Synth Fan, IT Surf, there you are, and Gary. Corey Lord, we're doing well, but you need to guess the songs. The Kermit voice. Yes, it was my Kermit voice. Very good, Esmila. Julian Gautier and Gary, Amanda Crawford, Miva Ward. Wilbur McCarthy, I don't know if you were trying to make me laugh. You said blinded me with science. But thank you for that. Thank you. And we got some nice parting gifts for you. Okay. You ready for this next one? The next one I'm going to read. 2 years ago, a friend of mine asked me to say some MC rhymes. So I said this rhyme I am about to say. The rhyme was deaf, and then it went this way. I took a test to become an MC, and Crush became amazed at me. So Larry put me inside his Cadillac. The chauffeur drove off, and we never came back. Dave cut the record down to the bone. I'm seeing some guesses. There's a lot of people guessing Walk This Way. So close, but we were looking for Sucker MCs. Sucker MCs. So we got at the top here Tracy M, Scribble My Dibbles. You know what? Yeah, no, I can't give Walk This Way the credit, but if you say Run DMC, you're going to get some partial credit. So, Peter's a boss, you get partial credit. Misha Oliver, partial credit. Asmila J, Synth Fan. Amanda Crawford. Miva Ward. Cha Cha, Cindy C. Julian Gautier, the Trump Reaper. 2 years ago, a friend of mine asked me to say some MC rock. Let's see. See, if I said it like that, I think more people would have gotten it. Samantha Hawkins. Since fan said no sleep till Brooklyn. All right. That one came out. So, the fun fact, a lot of people don't even realize that rap kind of gained its popularity in the 80s. So, this show is always about this game is always about 80s music. Doesn't necessarily mean always rock. It's just 80s. Okay, and last but not least, oh shit, I am behind. Yeah, we were looking for Run DMC, Sucker MCs. Okay, this is the last one, guys. Last one. Down, 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 down. I saw him dancing there by the record machine. I knew he must have been about 17. The beat was going strong, playing my favorite song. And I could tell it won't be long when it was with me. Yeah, me. We got an explosion. Singing, I love rock and roll. Put another dime in the jukebox, baby. I love rock and roll. Yes, Linda. Linda Appelt, I do be illing. Let's see. At the top, we got Stacy Mendenhall. Synth Fan, Linda Appelt. Natalie Bierman, Misha Oliver, Krampus, Stacey Mendenhall, I got you, Stephanie L, Kathy Murphy, Phyllis Hatch, Tracy M, IT Surf, Synth Fan, Michelle Warmoth, Monique Lee, Eddie G, Scribble by Nibbles, Trump Reaper, Julia Gutierrez, Peter Zabas, Sylvia Correa. You guys all got that one. That one was easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Thank you all for playing this game we call Name That 80s Tune. I try to switch it up. Sometimes I do shows, the TV shows, sometimes movie tunes, sometimes 80s songs, etc. We'll try to come back with another fun twist on this game. All right. Thank you all for playing. And now it is that time for you Raggedy Bish. And today's You Raggedy Bish, as you may recall from the stories of the day, is General Michael Flynn. General Michael Flynn had recently been pardoned by the former guy for his crimes, but he's still out there stirring up more crimes. He's doing more crimes right now as we speak. So here we go.
I want to know why what happened in Myanmar can't happen here.
No reason. I mean, it should happen here. No reason.
A former U.S. Army Lieutenant General and former National Security Advisor appearing to endorse a military coup here in the United States.
Trump won. He won the popular vote and he won the Electoral College vote.
Michael Flynn spent Memorial Weekend at a conference in Dallas attended by QAnon supporters. So too did Sidney Powell, who was part of the former president's election legal team. Powell, who has represented Flynn, said Monday that the media had grossly distorted Flynn's comments. She denied Flynn had encouraged violence or a military insurrection, but she didn't explain what Flynn had meant. Powell herself spoke of removing Biden from office over the weekend.
We're definitely in uncharted territory. There are cases where elections have been overturned, but there's never been one at the presidential level, which everybody will jump to point out. That doesn't mean that it can't be done, though. It should be.
So this guy who served his country, Michael Flynn did serve his country. He was in the military. And, you really do hate to see people who normally we'd call patriots, fall so far from grace. And the moment he aligned himself with that former guy, with that dipshit, it all went south from there. He's had a break from reality. There he is, tooling around with Sidney the Kraken Powell, who is also pushing the election lie. No, he didn't win the Electoral College. He didn't win the popular vote. The dude lost so bad, it was almost historic. Not quite historic, but he lost. Actually, it was historic. Nobody had ever nobody had ever received 81 million popular votes for the presidency until Joe Biden. And that was because a vast number of people came out against Donald Trump. There's people who didn't necessarily want Joe Biden, but they came out for Donald Trump. And here is a former military guy basically co-signing a military coup. Like, when do the cops roll up to this guy's house? Seriously, I don't get why we see the criming. We see it. We see it on the video. And the video is displayed on all the major news networks. Where are the authorities on this? That can't be legal. He is a guy with a considerable following in QAnon. He took his QAnon oath, that is disgraceful. That's disgraceful. You're supposed to swear an oath to our country, to America. And QAnon, last time I checked, QAnon's ideals and their goals do not sync up with America. They don't. They're just very anti-American. They're crazy. They're nuts. Yes, Phyllis Hatch says the Secret Service needs to act. Miss Maui Cruz says they should all be arrested. The Trump Reaper says people that are powerful get away with that shit. Yeah, they do. Here's Julian Gutierrez says he needs to be stripped of any honors or medals that he got. Agreed. I think somebody else further up in the comments mentioned a court-martial. I'm sorry I didn't catch the name of the person who said that, but I wholeheartedly agree. This dude is a menace, and I am concernicus that going forward, people who are prominent in the Republican Party coming out and spreading this nonsense, they are setting the stage for another try, for another January 6th. And this guy needs to be panned and repudiated, not just by Democrats. I was Jeffner 68. I was Jennifer Rayner, a.k.a. Jeffner 68, who said court-martial. Yeah, not just Democrats, but Republicans need to come out and, fully repudiate the messaging by him, by Sidney Powell, by the former guy. They need to align themselves with Liz Cheney and the rest of the people in this country who have a working brain. And I'm not thinking about politics right now. I'm not thinking about how it's going to affect the 2022 race. I mean, it's a bare minimum to be able to accept reality, to accept what happened. Yeah, Cindy, he was suspended from Twitter. I did see a lot of people yesterday saying, "Oh, he was suspended from Twitter." That was back in January. Actually, he was suspended. excuse me, in January. But already Twitter has done more to curb this jackass's nonsense than our own government, and I'm puzzled as to why is it so difficult. Why? Why do we subpoena people and they say, "No, I'm not going to show up," and that's okay? How do people get away with this shit? I don't know. I'm just a guy who's on the sidelines, like scratching my head, like, what the fuck is this? All right, so that's all I got to say about that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I got time for this many questions. This many. Please to provide me with your questions. Miss Mauer Cruz wants to know how much of our service people are split between the good standing servicemen and these Q idiots. I would like to say, I'm just guessing because I don't really know the number, but I would hope that at least 80% of the military, I know that's probably a high number, but I'm hoping that 80% of the military or more, really, you would hope for 100%, that people who are in the military, they swore in to serve America, not to serve some. Really, QAnon is like a bullshit group. Like, nobody even knows who Q is. For all we know, it's a Russian guy in his basement who weighs 400 pounds. Let's see. Da-da-da. RJ says, I believe the daily mass shooting could maybe compensation for a failed 1-6 and preparation for the future. I hope not. Since fan, Ron DeSantis is just going to be, a de facto Raggedy Bish every day. He's a honorary for the month of June, honorary Raggedy Bish every day. So no need to focus on him, directly. Michelle Warmoth wants to know, did you watch President Biden's Memorial Day speech at Arlington? Yes, I did. And, I feel like a broken record when I say, how proud I am of him and of the speeches he gives. Even the speech he gave today, he was talking about Tulsa, and he pointed out that he was the first president in 100 years to recognize and acknowledge the truth of what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And he said that it was not a riot, it was a massacre. And say it plain, Joe, say it plain. That's what I like. I like it. And he's speaking plainly. He's reaching people. He's already reached me and a lot of you, I'm sure. Lee Saunders says 50-50. That I'm guessing is your guess about our military and the QAnon thing. That's scary. Cha-Cha got her T-shirts and got the shot. Woohoo! The T-shirt she's referring to is the I Got the Shot T-shirt, available on BrooklynDadDefiant.com. Lisa Straw, we had that DeSantis discussion earlier in the show. It was during the quick hits. Yeah, I don't want to devote too much time to DeSantis, really. He is the shittiest person in Florida. That's saying something because, wait, the former guy... Yeah, no, he's shittier than the former guy because you can tell he doesn't have a big brain, but he does have a brain. And when you act like Ron DeSantis and you do the things you do, you are shittier than Trump, who probably really doesn't know any better. Okay, guys, that's it. Thank you for joining me for another wonderful episode of Storytime with BDD. I'm your host, BDD, a.k.a. Brooklyn Dad. And if you're going to go out tonight, please be sure to wear your mask, even if you're vaccinated. Wear your gloves. Keep your social distance 6 feet or better. And have a lovely, relaxing evening. I will see you guys here tomorrow, same time, same place. I love you all. Peace. Natalie B with the reminder to please hit the like button. Boom. Oh shit, Gary Montero with the reminder that next week is Loki. I'm looking forward to that indeed. Hey! Love and light to all from the happy hippie. That's just what a hippie would say. Thank you, Amanda, and thank you. Great job to our mod squad, keeping the show smooth and troll-free. Stephanie L, just so you know, if you came in late, she says, I need to change the schedule. The schedule is changing to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Bump, 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 bump. Oh, thank you for clarifying that. Cindy just clarified what Stephanie L was saying. The schedule on the screen. So very good. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. You need to leave.